Good morning. It is Good Friday, so there's that today. We've got church tonight, but that's okay. We've got a lot to do between now and then. We've got lots of beans to treat. We're going to try really hard to do almost 1,000 units this morning. So I've got the first run all set out here. These are all getting, what are these getting? Cruiser Max Apex and the Exceed, the inoculant. After we run these, there's 260 units there. Then we have another really large run of Cruiser Max Apex, Exceed, and Heads Up. So we're going to do that later here this afternoon or this morning and see if we can't get through them. This afternoon, I'm pretty sure we're going to try and top dress wheat. So we got to help Dad with that. It's going to be a busy day. I've got our inoculant put in. I've got that recirculating. I put in enough for 250 units. To start with, we're going to empty this keg of Cruiser Max into here, and then we'll start treating for a while and we'll see how far stuff goes. So after we get that batch of inoculant used up, we're going to use up the 500 uniter plus another 200 unit box, and we got to mix up enough Heads Up for 700 units, which 2 packs would be 800, so we'll just measure it off and we'll make it work. Can you guys see the glitter floating in the air over here? The sun shining through the windows. Oh man. That's just natural from this, natural. It's just from what's coming out of the auger. Like, I haven't poured any into the thing at all. You can't see it unless the light's shining right through it, but when it is, man, you can really see it. So, I have started to notice the last few days or week or so since we started treating that when I would get home in the evening, I'd have a sore throat, but then by the morning, I'm fine. Last night it clicked to me. I think I'm putting 2 and 2 together that it's the glitter floating in the air. So I'm trying to wear a mask more. I have been when I've been dumping it in and I can see it pooping everywhere. But given what's in the sunlight over there right now, I'm going to just try and wear it while we're in here today. Working on the last box on this run, and it's just a half box. I think my inoculant's going to come out just right. I'm just watching it because you don't want it to run out. So I am I'm digging the next batch out, the run, and well, good news is we are clear back to the wall. We're going to treat some of these 22s, 2292s. These are the first of these that I have treated. They're all getting the same treatment. There are 10 boxes of them. That's awesome. That means a long run, and I don't have to screw around with cleaning out a bunch of times. Oh boy, we got a pile of boxes. There's 700 units here, something like that. Yeah, that's right, 700. I've got a half box here. We'll talk about those in just a minute, but we've got it down. There's just 2 varieties. Unfortunately, I did notice that on the 2s, those first ones I was digging out there, we have 2 lot numbers. So we have this one that ends in 929. They are 2,450 seeds per pound. And then I noticed here we've got these that end in a 397, and they are 2,375. So these are a little bit bigger. So we'll have to adjust for that. I think there's only 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3, and then that goes to the other lot number. So there's just these 3 here that we'll have to make sure we keep track of. The other number is the 2505s. Those are all the same as what we have already been treating of that variety. So that is good. Okay, so these over here. So these are beans that I actually already treated. They have already got Cruiser Max on them. They've already got glitter on them. I made a mistake. When I was treating those, I was supposed to put inoculant and Heads Up on it. I did not realize it until I was going to sort the seed out for the customer and looked at his order, and I'm like, oh, those are fully treated. I made a mistake. So we're going to over-treat. We are going to run them back through the treater. We're not going to put more Cruiser on, but we're going to add the Heads Up and the inoculant. It'll work just fine. I've done that before. Some people do this with corn to add micronutrient packages and stuff where you're not actually putting the treatment on the corn, but you're adding more to it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to do those first. So all we got to do is adjust our recipe to turn the cruiser component off. But we do got to get our inoculant and our heads up mixed in here and get the rates adjusted and ready to go. So that's what I'm going to work on. Well, I got my first batch of the heads up mixed up. There's 100 ounces there. We do not need to dilute it like we did the first time because we're putting it in with all this inoculant, so our rate will be just fine. We've already got that in there. I need to turn my pump on and start it mixing. Stuff gets a little foamy, but it's okay. So the next batch, those packets are 400 units each, right? So that would be 800, and I've got 700 units worth of inoculant in there. Rather than put it in and put a heavy rate of heads up on, we're going to measure it out. So I can take 100 divided by 400, right? 100 ounces divided by 400 units, figure out how many ounces per unit, multiply that by 300. Basically, I'm going to take 3/4. Just, yeah, idiot. Jace. Instead of using 400, we're going to use 300. So we're going to take 25%, 25 ounces out of there, save it. That stuff will keep, it'll refrigerate and keep for up to a week. We'll use it the next time we're treating with heads up. All right, we've gotten started here. This is one of our boxes that we're over treating. You can see they come out just as red as they went in. We're just adding the inoculant and the heads up, which is in here. You can see it flowing through this hose. And we're putting some water in from our other stand because you have to have so much slurry to get it to cover and mix good. So we're actually putting on a fairly high rate of water because we had to replace the Cruiser Max Apex that we are not putting on this time. And I'm putting another shot of glitter on, so these will be extra shiny. We will go ahead and turn the water back down once we're done with these, turn the cruiser back on, and then we've got all of those boxes that are going to get treated that way. Last box of the first variety out of this run, so all of those are 2.2s. They're a different variety. We got 10 boxes left to do. I did stop putting glitter on because these are ours. So you can see these here, they're just a little duller. But good coverage, everything looks good on them. I don't need the shininess. I don't need that. So this is what it looks like with the glitter. They do. They look better. They might flow a little better. I don't know. We're going to put speed lubricant on anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Trying to cut down on some of the dust in here a little bit. So for the past couple of years, intermittently I will have trouble with this forklift, the one that I've had for a while, where after you turn it off, when you start it back up, it doesn't start up right away. And then when it does, it says call service technician, and you can't do anything. It won't go. It's not engaging like it normally does. And I don't know why. I've looked into it a little bit. I've tried to fix some stuff and looked at the ignition. I don't think it's that. But if you let it sit for a while, and then it always works. It's like it just needs to cool down or something. This one's been sitting for a little while and it hasn't come back yet. It's not because the batteries are dead, because I had that charging all night and then again this morning for a little while, and the batteries are not dead. So I don't know what the deal is. It's a big part of the reason that I bought the second one, and that's proven to be a very good purchase, because I'd be dead in the water if I didn't have a forklift right now, or I'd be going down to the farm and getting that one. And now we've got one here that I can use, and so that was a good buy. Speaking of forklift issues, I forgot to show you how we fixed this yesterday. But here's what we did. We kept one of those elbows. You'll remember there was about 6 of them in there before. We got a new hose made up with a 90 on it so that it connects straight to there. Much cleaner, much simpler, much better. What I didn't realize before and do now, and why they had all those elbows in, is because, and why I figured out why it's leaking, or why it kept getting loose on me. Because when you side shift it all the way to the right, this hose has to slide in behind here. This piece here does not move, but this all does. And so I really need this to be longer. I need this to come out farther so that it's a straight shot and not angled, because if I go all the way over, I will hit this and it will break. So we don't want to do that. So right now I know that and I can watch it, but someday I'm going to forget. So I don't know if I can get a little extension in here or something. But this is better than it was. But yeah, that's kind of why they had it that way, and why it kept getting loose, and why it eventually broke, because I didn't know I couldn't side shift it all the way. Now I do. The other thing I could do is I Let's see, which one of these is the side shift cylinder? This one, I think. Nope, that's a fork adjuster. That's a fork adjuster. It's this one. I could get a cylinder stop or something to put in there and give me a spacer so that it won't go any farther and won't break it. But it's working, and I'm glad to have 2 of them. It is 11:15. We have got 4 more boxes to do. We're going to get done no problem here this morning. Dad came down. He got the sprayer out. Has been working on stuff. He's got everything ready to go, except for we have an air leak we got to go track down. So when we're done here, we're going to go fix the sprayer. We made it. I don't know what time it is, but we made it. It is before noon. So 960 units. What a deal. All right. We got to go work on a sprayer. Hold on. Dad said he went to go look at the fields, or he was going to look at some fields. He had looked at one. He thought maybe it was a little soft yet, and that we should be patient with putting the nitrogen on the wheat. I think if we can get across them, we should go, because I have time to help today. I don't tomorrow or Sunday. And by Monday, stuff's going to be growing. It's going to be greening up a lot. It already is greening up. So it'll be okay if we wait. It'll be fine. But if we could do it today, I think we should do it, or at least some of it. So he was going to check some fields. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm not sure if we're actually going to put any 28 on today or not, top dress the wheat. So it might happen, it might not. We got to get the sprayer fixed, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. But I'm hoping to do it. If not, we're going to deliver seed. I can tell you that. I'm going to call my buddy, see if I can borrow a semi-trailer, because I got 2 really big loads, like 15-box loads that need to get delivered. That a semi-trailer would be way faster. So Dad's got the sprayer out, got all these nozzles changed. We use these blue. They're a T-Jet SJ7s. They're what we use for putting nitrogen on wheat. They've got 7 holes in the back, and they make streams instead of broadcast spray, because you don't want to broadcast the nitrogen on the wheat. You want to stream it on and get it down into the ground. So, but he says we have an air leak, and he thinks it's coming from this air dryer. And so we need to take that apart and get in there. We're going to take these bolts off, get that plate out of the way. I think what happened here is somebody changed that this winter and cut a corner and didn't take the plate off and didn't get stuff lined up right. And either it's not tight and it's loose and that's why it's not sealing, or it got cross-threaded and it's not sealing. Either way, well, one way is easily fixable. The other way is pretty bad. But we're gonna take it apart and see what we gotta do to fix it. So we gotta get that plate out of there. It's kind of, yeah, there's 2 bolts that hold it in, and then you gotta pivot it out of the way, and we'll get it. So I'm thinking we need a 24mm wrench. Well, that was a very poor guess. That's closer to an 18 than a 24, but I wonder if it's like a 21 maybe. It looks bigger than 18 to me. I don't know. Just remember what I said the last time: when you don't know what size it is, you just grab them all. I thought I knew what size it was, so I grabbed one. Now we go back and grab them all. I found the problem. Here's the air dryer. This takes the moisture out of the air. There's a seal on it right there. There's the seal from the old one. That'll make it leak. So I got this thing off here, and you can see that there. We got to clean that up. But yeah, basically the old gasket did not get removed. New gasket got put on it. They don't seal when you put 2 of them on top of each other. So cheap fix. That's an easy one. We need some towels, rags to wipe that out, put this back on, put it back together. That's no big deal. But why we don't cut corners? All right, I got that cleaned up. I'm gonna use some of this fluid film to lube up our gasket here. It looks pretty dry, which this is not an oil filter, so you would not think to lube it up with oil or fuel or anything, but gotta have something. All right. Okay, well, that was an easy fix. A hydraulic lift? We probably could. Dad's going to start it up. We'll see if everything sounds all right. He said he could hear it leaking, which I'm sure he could. It wouldn't build any air pressure. Sounds okay right now. We'll see if our airbags inflate. Give it a few minutes to run here. Get some pressure build up. The airbags are inflating. Excellent. We should probably close that shield there. Okay, so we got that sprayer done. Dad is fueling it up, and I was sitting in the office going to get some paperwork printed off, and look, the truck just showed up. Oh, I was going to get the forklift, and Dad's bringing it around. Okay, I think it's my planter tank. That's good. All right, looks pretty good. Hopefully there's some instructions somewhere, but it should be fairly self-explanatory. We've got some stands here, nice rubber grommets for hoses to go through. Nice, nice. And then the tank itself. Okay, all we gotta do is make it fit. Sweet. All right, I don't know when we're gonna get to that. Sometime between now and Wednesday, though. And we got some plumbing to do. Like, we need to get to that sooner rather than later. But I don't. Maybe today. I don't know. I got so much stuff to do. Oh, I'm overwhelmed a little bit here. We'll be all right. It's still early. All right, let's go clean up those boxes that we treated this morning, get them all dumped back where they need to be, load up the trailer, get some seed out. Good news! My forklift fixed itself while we were gone. All right, let's start dumping boxes. That's a lot of boxes of beans. You can tell these were all big seed sizes because of how much they're all piled up over the top. A lot of them we've been doing haven't been that way, but these were all big beans except for this half box here. But anyway, samples and lids and stack them up. Okay, we're loaded up. This guy's a pretty good customer. He gets a big old pile of stuff. I kind of forgot to film for a while. Anyway, I loaded up a trailer load of the rest of the seed for that one customer that we had taken stuff to yesterday. I got it up to him, delivered, and I'm back. I had some tools I'm going to take back to the farm. I don't have any more deliveries that I can make tonight. It's almost 5 o'clock now anyway. So I could treat some more. I don't really want to. I've got church tonight, so I don't have a ton of time. I do have some time, but I think I'm going to head back down to the farm. We're going to work on some stuff down there. Maybe we'll open that tank up, look into that a little bit, and see. I'm trying to get a flatbed or a van trailer for my buddy to deliver some of these bigger ones, so maybe we can get that for Monday or Tuesday. Dad decided not to do any nitrogen on the wheat today. We're going to hold off until Monday, let things firm up a little bit more. Next week is going to be so crazy. It's going to be so busy. That's okay. We're doing good. We're catching up. It's still plenty early, but we've got to keep moving. Brock's going to be around a lot next week, I think, at least 3 days, maybe 4. So that'll be good. And we'll be able to get the field cultivator out. We'll get our tank mounted and plumbed up on the planter. We'll get John Deere guys are coming out on Wednesday to help us get everything measured, put in, pressure tested, seed tested, all that stuff. So we'll get the 28 on the wheat Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. A lot going on, but it'll be all right. So anyway, thanks for watching tonight. Have a great Easter weekend. If you don't have a church to attend on Sunday, you are welcome to join ours online Sunday morning, St. John's Lutheran Church, Mount Pillar, Ohio on Facebook. We go live 10 o'clock for our Easter service. And yeah, happy Easter, everybody. Have a great weekend. Well, this seems fairly straightforward here. We've got some plates that are going to go on the bottom side of our frame. We've got some really long bolts, nuts and washers and stuff to bolt them to the frame, and then tank bolts to those. They're upside down kind of thing. Should work. Should bolt right onto here. We've got several different locations so we can maneuver them around our stuff a little bit. Hopefully everything fits up there good. We got to get the planter in here. Let's see what we can do. So this tank came from these guys, Daylight Tank Solutions. Sent me a couple of hats. Thank you. We'll see. We'll talk about this a little bit more, but you can find their information here. I'm debating whether I want to do this tonight or wait until when. That's the problem. I gotta have it done by Wednesday.